Hi, I'm Dave Wood with Automatic Irrigation Supply, and today I'm going to show you how to correctly strip copper wire from its covering. Right in front of me, if you've never seen it before, but this is a 2-wire copper for 2-wire decoder systems. And it usually comes in red and black, and you'll see it. And one of the things that you need to do typically for all wire is use rubber-handled wire cutters, because sometimes you may be cutting something that may be hot and you didn't know it. So if you cut through, you won't get a jolt. Most irrigation systems aren't that hot, like 24-volt systems, conventional systems, but 2 wires will give you a jolt because they're about 40 volts on each side. So you can run into a scenario where it could bite you a little bit. But on your wire cutters, they're numbered for the gauge of the wire. You want to know the gauge of your wire, which this happens to be 14 gauge, and I'm going to pick the gap that says 14, or I can pick the gap that says 12. And I'll tell you in a moment why I would do that. And what I'm going to do is just simply pick the 12 one and pull it off. And why I do that is, if I can go one step up from the size of the wire it is, I run less risk of putting a crease in the wire itself to weaken the wire when I pull off the covering. So once again, I'm going to go to the 12 and take it off. It's a little bit more effort, but I run less risk of putting a crease in the wire to make it weaker and eventually break down the road. Now, this wire, the newest versions of this wire, has the capability of stripping off the outer sheathing, and you can crease it, but it is weather dependent. If it's really cold, you can crease it and score it on both sides, and it will snap the wire apart on both sides, so you can strip off the outer sheathing. But when it's cold out, you have to be extremely strong or have a very hard grip to pull this blue portion off. So we have another tool to strip off this 2-wire, and it strips it off very easily. A lot of people don't like this tool because they have problems because you have to do it multiple times. You have to be careful. But once you get used to using it, it goes pretty quickly. And that will strip off the blue portion of the wire, which, if you've all been in the field, you know this is not an easy thing to do. And once again, we have the black and red exposed. That's how you do the 2-wire. Remember, when you use 2-wire, have at least 2 foot exposed out of the meter pit, the valve box, so it's easy to get repair work done too. Don't be stingy with the wire. Once again, I'm going to go back to another type of wire. It's single-strand wire. Most irrigation single-strand wire has a very heavy outer covering. So you have to know what gauge of wire it's going to be, because it's not going to match up with the numbers on your wire strippers. So this happens to be 16 gauge wire. So I'm going to put it on the 16 gauge wire and strip it off just like I would the other type of wire. It's identical to what we just got through discussing. So that's another type of wire. The last type of wire that most of the guys are used to using is what we call multi-strand wire. And most multi-strand wire has a ripcord in it. And when you're out in the field and you have a loop up in the valve box, everybody knows that you're not supposed to cut all the way through because you don't want to make that many splices. And what you'll do is you'll squeeze this together, take your pipe knife and score really lightly on the outside, because I don't want to nick my wire on the inside. And I'll score it again. And usually you can find the ripcord here, and what I'll do is I'll put this down and take my knife and score a short gap there, a short cut there, and a short cut in the other direction. So I can grab this and then we can pull the ripcord back and we can expose the wire. And that's how you strip off multi-stranded wire. And from there, you'll pick your common wire, pull your common wire out, and pull the hot wire out. If it's going downstream, always pick out the hot wire so you can get the longest piece of wire you can have for your valve. Okay? That's it. Strip in wire.